Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture, and I am very upset at you, Mauro Ranallo. Coming up today, we have stories on Matt Riddle, Goldberg, backstage confrontation at SummerSlam.
Why Kofi Kingston is pissed off following his match at SummerSlam.
Another new development in the Roman Reigns whodunit saga.
Some huge news about AEW.
Hulk Hogan had a birthday, police officer got fired, it was lit.
This is the news.
We are going to kick things off with some SummerSlam stuff. And it's actually you that starts.
Yes.
So I don't know why I've done this.
Thank you for that. No, I've not been to bed, so I'm so glad you're taking my hand on this one. Yes, we are here to announce there is a new Universal Champion, and it's Seth Rollins. And that is not a bad thing, as DDP would say. It's a good thing. It was a fantastic main event last night at SummerSlam. And I went into it with all the trepidation you would expect, considering the build we've had to this. But it was a just blow away Universal Championship match, which followed, of course, the Fiend's in-ring debut, which was just mint as well. But yes, Seth Rollins is your new Universal Champion. It looked like the match was kind of only going to go one way. You figured he's going in. They showed a footage of him backstage, Seth Rollins this is, with taped up ribs. They even went, look, he's here with Bret Hart. Please cheer him. Got a bit of a mixed reaction. But the moment that Seth Rollins backflipped out of a German suplex, landed on his feet, and hit a stomp for a near fall, everything just changed. It was a really entertaining match. Brock Lesnar, once again, making his opponent look phenomenal. And in the end, they brawled all over the place. There was like 7 suplexes. We had Seth Rollins doing a frog splash to put Brock Lesnar through the Spanish announce table. He hit another frog splash and a stomp for another near fall. And then just as it looked like Seth Rollins was going to be put away, as Brock Lesnar caught him rushing in, put him up for an F5, Seth Rollins escaped, super kicked him. Final, I think, 3rd stomp of the match. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins is back as Universal Champion. And they managed to sort of salvage his push and his reputation in this match for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good execution of the Brock formula. This is the kind of match that Brock absolutely excels at, and there is nothing like the big match feel, the big fight feel when that guy can be arsed. And I think it'll do great stuff for Seth Rollins.
The key here, though, and this is what we mentioned in what went down, is what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw. Because
if that lane comes down and goes, yeah, man, I burned it down.
Don't tweet,
yes.
Seth.
Don't tweet anything. If you have already, delete it, you big idiot. But no.
Taking food off my table.
Yeah, did that boo, she took the bell and went home. Just don't try and be cool. Follow up from last night's fantastic match. This is a great opportunity to rebuild Seth Rollins as the thing WWE want him to be, which is the top believable, cool guy, babyface. Yeah, let's see if they can pull it off.
SummerSlam was good. Lovely ending.
SummerSlam was really good, but something we didn't see at SummerSlam was a backstage confrontation between Big Bad Bill Goldberg, who had that awesome killing of Dolph Ziggler. Loved it. Smashed him 3 times. It was amazing. Bill Goldberg and Matt Riddle, who's been shooting hot bullets at Big Bad Bill, Big Baldy Bill, Bad Bill, backstage a lot on Twitter, all this stuff. Anyway, there's a little clip from WWE Watch Along, that weird show with like Kathy Kelly and that dork with the denim shorts.
Yeah.
In which Matt Riddle kind of spoke about this little confrontation. So this might take a while. It's quite long. I'm going to go through it. Here's what Matt Riddle said. I'm not going to do it in his voice because, you know, awful. But you can accent it with bros. Please do that. So, William, I'm walking by and I see his locker room. I've always seen Brock's, but I see Goldberg's locker room, and I'm trying to get a peek. And I'm looking, and all of a sudden, pow! Big shoulder, 300 pounds at least. I look up, it's Bill Goldberg. I'm like, Bill Goldberg? He goes, oh, we got some talking to do. And I'm like, well, we can talk anytime.
Bro.
He's like, yeah? And I'm like, yeah. Then I was like, all right.
Bro.
Well, anytime. He's like, I'm not your
bro.
And then I'm like, all right.
Bro.
Take it easy, whatever. And then he's like, yeah, we'll see. I'll see you later. And hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. I go, the pleasure was all mine.
Bro.
And he goes, I'm not your
bro.
And I walked away. So the cadence of this is the most Matt Riddle thing I've ever
100%.
heard. And then I'm like, and then he's like, bro. And then we're all stoned.
Is there something in this?
I don't know. Like
he was hinting about obviously getting involved in the Brock Lesnar thing, and he's been shooting on Bill Goldberg. What did he buy, bro? And all that. And now they've had this little coming together. And I don't know whether WWE are going to capitalize on it, because I know everyone wants to see it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this is that with the role they seemingly have planned for Goldberg, Matt Riddle would probably have to lose.
Yeah, please don't do that.
And we don't need that, because they apparently want Goldberg to be this badass old man who comes in and kicks a guy's ass every now and then. And they can't do that if he's just losing. However, it would obviously be really good for Matt Riddle if he beat Goldberg. Either way, this is kind of a fun little confrontation, and I love this crap. I absolutely love this crap. Speaking of crap, that's not a good segue at all, because I actually quite like this guy when he was in WWE. But he's been shooting bullets. Jack Swagger's shoot season is very much still open. He was very critical of Goldberg in his match with Dolph Ziggler, which I don't understand why.
No.
It was a 7 and 8.5 star classic in the Tokyo Dome or whatever. Basically, Jack Swagger tweeted the following, and this is really good. Maybe if you have a match on #Summerfest,
Was he watching with Jeremy Piven?
you should actually be able to work a match, Goldberg. I'm tired of this. And then a bunch of people came in and said Goldberg would probably defeat you in MMA, which seems a bit mental.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, Swagger replied saying he can't run a spot, but you think he can touch me, lol. All kinds of other stuff. I'm not going to read every single tweet, but if you want to see some hot fire shoots, go and have a look at Jack Swagger's Twitter account. The man is very upset.
I don't know why he's angry at this. I get that maybe shooting on legends coming back and destroying, talent and what have you, and making them look bad. But we got exactly what we wanted out of that Dolph Ziggler match.
If he squashed Velveteen Dream or someone like some hot up and comer, fair enough, cool, fine. It's Dolph Ziggler, for God's sake, who cares?
Dolph Ziggler, who responded by going, "Yeah, that spear didn't even hurt anyway. Boom! Have another one. But I'm still okay. Oh no!
Yeah, I'm the best thing going."
Love it. Love it. Let's also talk about someone else who had a disappointing SummerSlam, let's just say. Arguably the most disappointing match on the card for me. Kofi Kingston. He faced Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, and he went to a double count out, basically. It was a nice mentality. It was like Randy Orton staring down Kofi Kingston's kids as he was about to destroy their dad, who he just caught with an RKO out of nowhere as he came off the top rope. But then it just sort of went to a double count out, and Kofi got pissed off, fought back, but no one really cared.
Yeah.
There was bullsh chants all throughout.
Yeah.
He then got a kendo stick and broke it over Randy's back and hit him with the Trouble in Paradise, but no one cared by that point. Kofi responded to understandable criticism about it online, tweeting after the match, as well as praise of his brilliant new WWE 24/7, 36. What the thing that they had of him recently that's really good. Go and check it out. Anyway, he's tweeting about it, saying, "Am I happy about still being WWE champion? Of course, but am I not satisfied with the way the match ended? The thing between Randy and I is not over, not by a long shot." Yeah, I was not happy about this match.
Yeah, no, the match, I mean, it wasn't great, it wasn't perfect. I don't mind it being kind of a screwy finish, because you can keep it going, I guess. I'm not too mad at that. I didn't like the beatdown though. Hated it. That's not Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston's not a guy who beats people up with weapons and batters them around. And I know it's Randy Orton and he's a dick and his character is the worst guy in the universe and all this stuff, but it's not Kofi. Why does every babyface have to be this edgy hard guy?
Yeah.
Why can't someone just be earnest and likable and affable and happy-go-lucky?
To quote
Rubbish.
Randy Orton, the ending to that match was stupid.
Speaking of stupid,
Go on.
Let's go and talk about big stupid Rowan. I actually like Rowan. Why am I
Shooting on everyone you like.
I'm really. This is weird. Rowan interrupted a pre-show match. It was a nothing match between Buddy Murphy and Apollo Crews. It was all right. Couple of minutes, TV match, standard basically. Eric Rowan came down, or just Rowan, battered the piss out of Buddy Murphy.
Because snitches get stitches.
And witches are.
Don't.
Yes. Cancelled. And then he said, basically, keep your name out of my mouth. Put some respect on my name, in the words of Birdman. Yeah, this was just basically the next development in the Roman Reigns saga. Yeah, so this thing's rumbling on. I think a lot of us expected some kind of confrontation between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan perhaps on this show. There really wasn't that. This was pretty much the extent of it. Wasn't the most notable development in the world, given that it went down on the kickoff show, and a lot of people just skip that, as evidenced by the lack of people in the building when these things go down. But yeah, it's an effective little way. Maybe we'll get Buddy versus Rowan or something.
Yeah, I'm liking the direction they're going with this and the slow burn of it all. Once they decided we're not going to have the big payoff at SummerSlam, I'm glad that they didn't go, well, we're still going to have weird confrontations happening. There was no Roman Reigns on this show. Daniel Bryan was only shown backstage watching Rowan's attack on Buddy Murphy. But we'll get more from this. It made sense that Rowan would be like, why are you being a
doing,
grass?
bro?
Why are you being a
Yeah.
grass? So I enjoyed it, and they sort of recapped it later on in the main card. More of this, please.
Yeah,
I'm
good
excited by
stuff.
this whole whodunit thing. Big news coming out of AEW tonight, though. Cody Rhodes was having a conversation with a Twitter user, Matt P, who was talking about the AEW roster. He was sort of having a back and forth saying about. Well, Matt was suggesting that he should sign certain people and that his roster wasn't good enough. And Cody Rhodes has revealed that they've only revealed about 40% of the AEW roster, saying sometimes it's better to let the painter paint and then judge the picture. That's exciting if you're an AEW fan.
That is exciting. So the number he's quoted there, probably, the names that are to be announced, this remaining 60%, probably includes people who've competed on shows that just haven't been announced as inked a deal. So you've probably got some of those Joshi wrestlers and some other ones. We've seen people like the Private Party perform and then have their deal announced afterwards. Probably a few more situations like that, I imagine. But it's really exciting. It's like, makes you wonder who the hell they've got up their sleeve, because there's not really a whole lot of big names left, really. There's Pac, CM Punk, a couple of other people. But it's cool to see them kind of lift these people up from the indies, people you might not have heard of, people like the Private Party. Those give me almost more satisfaction than the bigger names. So I'm looking forward to seeing
60% of the roster still be announced, and 60% of the time it works every time, so that's good news.
Sex Panther, innit? Final piece of news today.
Is that a wrestler?
It might as well be. Speaking of Sex Panthers, here's Hulk Hogan. He turned 66 yesterday. That's the story. The end.
No, it's not.
That's not the actual story.
Well, the mad tweet from WWE, 66 brothers for a 66-year-old. What?
Yeah.
What's that even mean?
So yeah, WWE uploaded this video of just the Hulk Hogan saying brother 66 times. I don't know why, but I quite liked it. It was cool. But basically, the real story here is that Hulk Hogan, on the day of his birthday, he got someone fired.
Of course he did.
Or effectively, like, suspended or whatever. Basically, Chicago O'Hare Airport, he had a police officer, for some reason, drive him all the way onto the tarmac for his flight. No. Big no. What he did, Hulk Hogan, was he put this on social media. He said, "Thanks, brother. You helped me out there, brother. And this accidentally incriminated the guy, who is now under investigation for breaking protocol. So he has been removed from tarmac privileges. Is that
a wrestler?
Tarmac privileges versus Sex Panther in the main event. And there's a quote here from the relevant authorities. They say the activity and behaviour demonstrated in that video poses a significant risk to the officers and overall aviation safety on the airfield. So well done, Hulk Hogan, you big stupid man.
Another tweet here to read out. It says, Hulk Hogan, snitches get stitches. So there we go. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. Of course, if you want to get in touch, we'll start with Angela Dawn, regular contributor, of course, who asks, it may be too early to tell, but do you think the Undisputed Era will have a winner-take-all match inside of War Games?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's, the Undisputed Era are the only real choice for one of the War Game factions, at least, because there's not really any other groups in NXT these days. Makes all the sense in the world to me. I really want to see that run where they have all the belts. So yeah, let's do it.
Slightly disappointing takeover this weekend. Like, it was good, but it wasn't as up to the levels that we normally expect.
Well, watching Takeover Live with your good self, I'd already drank 2 bottles of wine and a fair drop of amaretto and several beers from beer pong, so I could not tell you a damn thing about that show. Sorry.
Yeah, I just felt a little bit underwhelmed. Normally, I've just been blown away recently, and it was. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. It just wasn't quite up to its own levels, which are obviously fantastic. Eric Vasquez continues with our question, saying, "What is next for the Fiend?" He obviously had an amazing show
really
against
good.
Finn Balor last night. Well worth checking that out. He says, "I think it'd be great for him to continue on the path of redemption against previous adversaries." I booked this in a podcast a while back, saying that he should just go back and beat all the people that he should have beaten as Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I'd be with that. John Cena.
Cena, Taker.
Cena would be great, actually. That would be a really nice turning point. Yeah, book John Cena. Beat up John Cena.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Final question today comes from Fatima Khan, also talking about War Games, asking, what if instead of having the Undisputed Era inside of War Games, it's Baszler, Shafir and Duke with the NXT Women's Championship on the line? It could be a good way to take the belt off Shayna whilst keeping her strong.
Baszler, Shafir and Duke, just a triple threat inside the stretch?
I don't know. I think an all-women's War
cool.
Games would be really good, because I just feel like this year would be really convoluted way of getting to it.
Yeah.
As long aside from you actually have the sort of Undisputed Era thing that we discussed earlier, and it needs something different, and I think someone like Shayna Baszler in there, or just a showcasing of abilities, would be really good.
I'd be here for a women's one. I think you'd have to be careful with Shafir and Duke because they're very green, they're very inexperienced, and there is something of a risk there. You could hide them with all the plunder and all the craziness of that match at the same time, but you would need to be careful. As far as as a method of taking the belt off Shayna Baszler goes, just give it to Bianca already.
Yeah. Definitely don't give it to Mia Yim, because that was crap.
I heard so.
All right, let's move on to today's, and finally, we've got to give a shout out to Adrian Flores, who's made this lovely image, aping The Office America, or Office US, of course, comparing yourself and my good self to the lovely characters from the Muppets. I am Beaker. Surprise, surprise.
That'll do it a bit better.
And yeah, I mean, it's funny, but it's also really, really accurate.
It's great. It's how has no one thought of that before? It's really. I'm sorry, I love you. It's the caption as well.
Well, good news is the good thing to come out of all this is we've sorted our costumes for Halloween this year at the very least. Yeah. So thank you, Adrian Flores, for that.
I love that.
Let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can send us Twitter questions yourself, of course, or weird memes of me and Andy at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there. Follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for hibernating.
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. That's what I'm off to do in a second. You can follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, and make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. My thanks to this one from the Muppets. Thanks to you for watching, and we will see you soon. Snitches get stitches.
Oh.